All right, let's do headline number 4. Interesting story here. I know Ann loved this one. Ann fought to get this one in. According to Retail Dive, secondhand marketplace Poshmark launched a new program called Brand Closet. Reminds me of the show Veronica's Closet back in the day with Kirstie Alley, that lets big brands sell directly to Poshmark's 80 million users. Now, here's how it works. Brands can share limited time products, create brand pages, conduct email campaigns, manage inventory and logistics, and do one-on-one client selling through Poshmark services. Sounds like it's also a dessert topping. David Ritter, where does this story rank for you on the importance scale, 1 to 10?
I think it's pretty important, actually.
Yeah?
I mean,
all right.
If we look at fashion categories, resale is the fastest growing by far, which doesn't, I mean, it's also a small base, but nonetheless, you know, it is a very fast growing segment. So I think it makes a lot of sense for brands to want to partner with someone like Poshmark, just to frankly expand their exposure to a broader customer base. And in terms of Poshmark, the name of the game on all these platforms is traffic, right? So anything they can do to drive incremental traffic to their site, I think, you know, increases the value of the full value proposition. So for me, it's more about you know, eyeballs and more about traffic to the site than the actual, you know, specifics of this pilot itself. But I like the idea personally. And
you fought for this. What do you think?
This is so brilliant. Okay.
You love it.
Dave's on the right track, because yes, it does give brands exposure. There's like millions of people on the Poshmark platform and around the world. And now they have access to your brand in a new way that they may not have had before. But I just did an interview with Cynthia Power from Recurate. And we were talking about this concept that brands are just starting to grasp of the multi-life value of your product. So it's not just about the product one-to-one. I sell the handbag and now it's done. That product is going to have multiple owners now, and in many cases, especially when you're talking about fashion, like Dave's saying, and luxury goods. And so how are you using these kinds of opportunities, partnerships with people like Poshmark, to make sure that you're connecting with all of the consumers that are going to own your product, the new consumer? How are you going to get back a customer that maybe did get the opportunity to have that item firsthand? There's a lot of things here, including—
You're excited.
I am. And Depop has been doing this with Radarte. Right, I can't say it correctly because I'm not a fashionista.
I think you said it right?
Radart.
Oh, okay.
And Anna Sui for a long time, where they're taking product that either was, you know, they didn't get to produce. It was just a like pilot product that they were working with, and they're putting those out. So they're like limited edition. They have some allure to these new buyers. But then you could also use, if I'm a 20-year-old back in the day, and I'm clearing that long back in the day, and I'm clearing out my closet of H&M stuff, I could get rid of all my H&M stuff and start buying Anna Sui or Louis Vuitton with my Poshmark dollars that I have in my bank. And it's great. Like the whole circular economy is like taking place. And now brands are finally figuring out that somebody's going to resell your product. So you need to be involved in that process.
Woo! You done?
I need a cigarette.
You do. I was just going to say you need a cigarette. Absolutely. All right, David, you got to follow that one on. What are your thoughts?
That's hard to follow, but clearly excitement there. I think it's going to be really interesting from the standpoint of what are the brands going to put in the brand closet, right? Is it going to be used primarily as a liquidation channel?
Yep.
Is it going to be like I'm creating one-offs? Is it, you know, as Ann, you said, is it going to be demo products? Is it going to be you know, kind of their mainstream stuff, and how do they maintain kind of their brand identity, the message that they're trying to sell and send through a different channel. I love the idea of the lifetime value and the trade-up play and all of that, but I think it's going to be really interesting out of the gate to see how the different brands use the channel, right? Liquidation versus exclusives versus, you know, maybe even a new product subset. So
that's the beauty of it though too, David, you hit on that exactly, is that they can test all of these things on this platform. They could see if the stuff that is overstock didn't find a way to make it through, like they can see that the overstock stuff's not selling and we're going to go just for resale and use this for resale, because the other option is putting that stuff in a landfill or burning it. So, I mean, this is a win-win for brands all around, I think.
Or at least they're going to have more control here, you know, being on the platform versus, you know, dumping it through some other liquidation channel that they have less control, less customer contact.
Yeah, exactly. I think Dave, you might have been on the show when we talked about this last time. Do you remember when we talked about like putting resale items on the selling floor of the stores too?
Yep.
Like, yeah, I like this idea a lot better because, the part that always worried me with the whole resale concept was, okay, do I really want to take my average unit retail down, in my whatever selling avenue I have? But in this case, that's not really, that's a different conversation because you're actually trying to get a higher return on the asset of the inventory that you already sold.
Mm-hmm.
And so to the points we're talking about, this enables that in a really good way. I love your point about is it Posh Bucks or am I making that up?
Making that up.
Am I making
Absolutely.
that up? Well, it should be a thing. If Steven Tristan Young is listening, the CMO of Poshmark, Posh Bucks, I think it's
Pack
cool.
Bucks is what you're referring to.
What?
Pack Sun. You're referring to the Pack Bucks that used to have in like the 90s.
Anyway,
do you have a puka shell necklace too that you are hiding underneath that?
Do. All right, but Posh Bucks. Anyway, that's cool because like, yes, you get everyone on the platform selling, and then they can graduate into these higher, more aspirational brands, which is a really cool thing. I can't think of anywhere else you can do that. So